Probably a stomach bug from my understanding. So
Ugh. Pass.
yeah. Yeah. So
I'm
Chris
glad
said
you're
it
live.
first, then and then me. So
That's rough. That's rough. Is everybody back to being better? Oh, who's that? Oh my gosh. How do I blow up Chris more? I can't.
Oh my goodness, he's a baby.
You can't make him the center of attention.
Oh, solo layout. There we go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Hi,
Aww.
Riley.
I'm a baby too. Okay.
Well, big yawn.
I just want to get him a hug.
No.
Just want to give her a hug.
Oh. Hi, Riley.
She's a girl.
Oh
My goodness.
Well, that's a great start to the morning.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
No, she's not crying for you.
That was awesome. I'm so glad I get to see her. Everybody tuning in, you just got a special treat. You got Miss Riley Rains.
I even changed my name to Chris, team lead, baby daddy, Gurr.
I love it. I love it. I did not update the Canva, by the way, thing. But I can do that literally while we're talking. But real quick, I guess we should just get started. Oh no, we still have 2 minutes. I can edit it real quick. Hold on. I can do this. I don't have numbers because I know, Kat, you were sick. Unless Irene happened to have numbers.
It's probably not. I know she's dealing with a little one.
What?
I said probably not. I think she's dealing with a little one.
That's
Her
okay.
kid's been out on spring break too.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's a thing. That's a thing. I mean, I know we've had more closed.
I've closed 2 more this week, and I've got another one at 9.
And I think there was still another closing or 2.
I think there's 4 that I need to add for the month of March before we move into April.
We'll assume 4. Now, those 4, do we think like what? Are they lower price points? 500,000 total, or do you think?
I don't know. I could tell you in just a second.
All right, I'll take it.
I had a 465 and a 300.
Yeah, give me a second because she's probably got them in the spreadsheet, which is where I pull it.
Okay. Good morning, Kim. And yes, Chris looks so cute with holding little Riley. You rolled right into that whole dad thing right away.
Yep. There wasn't really much choice.
I mean, that's fair.
Even at the hospital, it's like, all right, you had the baby, you're all cleaned up. We're putting you in your room. We'll see you in a couple hours. We're like, what do we do with this thing? Like, you're just gonna give her to us? No instructions. Fantastic. No manual. So we get no manual.
I'm working on just some quick notes of some things we get to go over. Hey, there's Irene. What's up, Irene? You're muted. All right, let's kind of just start while Catherine's working on that. Good morning, everybody tuning in. Welcome to another episode of the R&R Home Team Mega Team Challenge. We're trying to build a mega team in a year. Pass, fail. Either way, the goal was to really just fail forward and kind of create a roadmap that we could help other people use so they can not make the same mistakes that we've made and make the right choices sooner. So we've got a process where every Friday we go live at 8 a.m. Central. And we just kind of cover some random topics. Sometimes there's singing, sometimes there's babies. I mean, you just never know what's going to happen when we go live. I mean, quite honestly.
The baby's definitely better than the singing.
You better, if Walter's listening right now, Walter, she didn't mean it. Your voice is beautiful. It's gold. But she's also right. Riley is just too precious.
She's so little.
Mhm.
She's so
Capped,
little.
Catherine.
Chris is capped.
Are we, Chris? Did we say we're counting yours and I's? Because I'm capped too.
I thought we were.
When does yours reset?
Yeah,
And-
he just capped.
I think mine resets like.
March, April.
Oh,
You came at the same
oh,
time that
well
I
then
did.
no,
Yeah.
I'm not capped. I think it like literally reset in the last day.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why we didn't count yours, because it was so close to resetting.
That makes sense. Okay, so we have the one capped. I'm updating everybody the numbers. While we do that, who wants to do gratitude while I'm editing this real quick? So we're stall for me.
I'll do gratitude to everybody for being able to not attend the meetings this week and take off while I try to recover from being sick. That was nice. So, and not having to play as much catch up as I thought I was going to have to. So,
You're welcome.
Well, we got your back.
If that's cats, I'll go next while Chris is messing with the baby. My gratitude is to Sonny. He's not leadership, but Sonny's crushing it right now. Both of his listings are under contract, and he's got 2 others under contract as well. He's crushing it right now. Yeah, his whole work, he started doing so many a day, and whatever he was working out, we talked about it on Monday's team meeting. It's working. He's doing phenomenal right now. And of course to Chris, because today will be his 3rd closing in 1 week. So
While
like
still being
being busy.
dad.
yeah, while still being dad to a newborn at that. That's
Oh
hard.
man, yeah.
So
It's not easy.
Someone give Chris a cookie,
a cup.
a cupcake. I'm sorry. It was a slip up. I'm sorry.
Shame on you.
That's the one thing nobody's brought over. I don't think anybody's brought over cupcakes. We've had cookies, had all kinds of food brought
Shame
by,
on them.
but no cupcakes.
right?
Well, I mean, Irene, you're the cupcake coordinator, so wouldn't that be shame on
It's
you?
I mean, I'm not sending out cupcakes because I eat all of them.
She's supposed to be receiving. She's on the receiving end.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Only receiving. Yeah. If I send them out, you're probably going to get one like half bitten, or you might have one full one missing.
Oh wait, hold on. I forgot to make the
She
background
just
change.
licks them all. Sticks
Yeah.
them
She
back.
just licks
Yeah.
them all. Okay, that would be hilarious.
You
She
only
could be
get
the
like,
director of devouring cupcakes.
That's funny. I love it. Chris, what about you? I'm almost done, so keep stalling. for me.
I'm very, very thankful for Irene during this whole becoming a dad process. Without her, I don't know what I would have done. I literally had no
Cried.
idea. It was
Cried in the corner.
probably, yeah. Like I'm going back even right now. Like yesterday, I started going back and looking through some of my current clients' text messages and stuff, and it's like stuff. I just like missed it on Tuesday. I'm like, I have no idea how, because I don't really miss stuff usually, but I'm just like a walking zombie, and my memory is not as good as it once was. No sleep.
That's that dad life, man. You've already jumped up 20 years in age.
Yeah.
You see, the hair already fell out like immediately.
It was ready.
It was ready, but yeah, it's gone. It was like, all right, I'm dad now. I can officially take it all off.
Well, I love it and couldn't agree more. And I think for me, my gratitude is I just appreciate that we're all trying and nobody's being mean to each other. I know that sounds silly, but I think we've all been in environments where we've been new, we've been fresh, or maybe the concept or the team or the idea is new and fresh. And people get sick, and then they get mad that people are sick. People have babies, people have life come up, and everybody's mad at everybody versus just saying, you know what? I'm going to help as best as I can. If I'm the one sick, I'm just going to be grateful that I have people who are supporting me. And it's just really nice because we've talked about it before. We've taken on a crazy challenge. And while we're trying really hard, I never feel like any of us is trying to tear down each other and be like, you're the problem or you're the weakness, but more of saying, how can we help each other do better? And that's just nice because then when I get to do the live meetings, when Chris and I do calls together, when we do the Monday meetings, I'm not dreading them. I'm not like, all right, here we go. It's another session of who's going to bash who and everybody's going to be at each other's throats. I remember sitting, Catherine was there with me, sitting in team meetings where people were passively aggressively complaining about different people within the team. And it was like, why even show up if that's what you bring to the table? Like, I get attacking a problem together. Hey, we have this major problem. Let's all talk about it. Let's all dive into it. But when it's like passive aggressive, well, I just think the operations side of things just, they aren't really right. Like, they do those passive aggressive things.
Mhm.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, why are you here if that's your attitude? So I just appreciate that because I do think we all are trying our best. I do think we're all learning. And I think having the freedom to be human, to be sick, to be new parents and whatever else comes up in life, and that we're just trying to grow and learn together, I just think is really awesome. I think we got something really cool here. And I think hopefully you guys feel the same way, but it also takes the pressure to where we don't hopefully overall resent the work that we're doing, right? Because we feel that there's some freedom and some flexibility with it. And again, I don't know if you guys feel that way, but that's how I feel, and that's why that's kind of my gratitude. Yeah, so let's just kind of jump into it. To everyone watching, I would love to know, where are you watching from? Coffee shop in Puerto Rico,
I
or
wish.
maybe another coffee shop in LA with a mask and a face guard, because the rules are way stricter there. In fact, you probably didn't even go inside. So you're probably sitting in your car outside a coffee shop. Or maybe you're sitting when you're holding a baby, just like Chris, right in the, what is that, your living room, your office?
This is a bonus room.
Bonus room. Okay.
That's
that
why
was
there's
my
no creepy dolls.
You know what? I like this. Is that Elvis in the background playing poker?
Elvis, James Dean, Marilyn Monroe.
I was gonna say that was couldn't
Playing
remember the dog's
poker.
name.
Wads of cash.
Yeah, see, I like that over the dolls.
A bunch
Hey,
of
Ray in
cars.
Chicago in his truck. I called it. I knew someone was in a car somewhere. I love it. Well, thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to just go over a couple things. One is we're going to talk a little bit about task management. I know we didn't really get to dive into it because we had some people who were sick, some people who were unable to make a meeting or something. I know Walter is trying so hard to get his internet back in order and things like that. But I know he'll be quick to adapt. So I was thinking we could talk a little bit about Asana today, and then let's talk a little bit about gifts and the moving packages and some of the things we offer as a team, and to make sure that one, we want to keep them, and then two, to make sure agents are utilizing them, because they are valuable to the client. And regardless of whether the agent likes them, if we believe that it's a good thing for the client to experience, we have to make sure that the client experiences. So starting with that, Asana, who has, and it's okay if you haven't, who has jumped into Asana? I know I invited a bunch of people. Has anybody actually just gone in and looked at it?
One time.
One time. Okay, you did.
I think that was on.
The invite.
You accepted the invite.
I think that was on Monday. I don't know. Was that Monday that we started that, or Wednesday?
Yeah, Catherine, were you there when we?
I missed the whole.
Okay, so here's what happened, Catherine. It's like it's pretty much a repeat of what we're talking about Friday, but we were just getting into it. You can actually create tasks and link them into the Slack channel, and it'll let you update that task from there or mark it complete. So it does synchronize in the way that we were hoping, to where it's not conflicting. And it can, and so you can put it in Slack, and I can fill you in more, but I think Asana is going to be the way to go, like we talked about. Chris, you went in once, you said, and kind of looked around. Do you feel that at the very least it is cleaner and a little bit easier to read than what we're dealing with KV Core?
It was way better than the KV Core task management side.
All right. Irene, was the invite accept easier than...
So once you accept it, though, it puts you into, like, I guess the main screen of where all the tasks are. So
Yeah.
I like scrolled over it, but it was a lot easier to kind of go through and see which ones were which and which ones.
Honestly, if it's any of improvement, it's also free. So it's like, okay, this is the feedback we need. As long as it's better, you didn't get in there and go, it's a black screen and it doesn't even work. I have to put a password for every task. Catherine, were you able to actually look around, or did you just kind of click it? And it's okay, you've been sick, so.
I did look around it a little bit because I changed it to, I think it's the board setting, because I liked that better.
And I don't know if that changes it for everyone or if it's just your view.
Should be just my view. I think since
it
I'm
is,
logged
which
in
I
that
also
way.
like, because then, like, some people might like the bullet list style, some might like the boards. There's also
the board is neat. So
I like the boards. That's my personal favorite too. So it sounds like we all agree, even just initially with the user interface and how we visually see the process, it's better than what we were using with KV Core. Everybody agree there? Yeah. Okay, cool. So I think what we'll do then, I didn't want to spend too much time on it just to have it be something that we don't use. So I think we'll go in and I'll go in and start organizing the tasks. So the process is, and it's pretty straightforward, is the way you do it, or at least the attempt is, that was a question. The way you do it is you just put all the tasks out there. Unless someone specifically already claims it, then it'll allow you to go in and claim it for yourself. You'll just assign it to yourself. The process is that we do it, whatever we feel we can confidently do within that week. It's not about, I'm going to take on 10 things and then those 10 things are going to take me 10 years. It's, what can we focus on now? If you don't think you can get it done in the next week, then don't even touch it. Just leave it there, because that doesn't help any of us, right? I think we've all been in those situations where our tasks lists just get bigger and bigger and bigger and nothing actually gets completed. So what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll work on organizing. I even have it on my calendar today. I'll work on organizing some of the tasks and some things in there. And then from there, we can start having you guys go in, look at the tasks, see what you feel with your schedule you can confidently get done in the next week. You can assign it to yourself, even put a due date. And like I said, you can tag and link each other to tasks too. So if like you need help or you're stumped. So does that sound like a good plan as far as the task goes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So we have an important question from the audience. Is lasagna just pasta cake?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Irene says yes. Chris?
So just pasta cake. I was trying to figure out who the Fire Rises to is, but I don't know this person, do I?
It's on Twitch. So yeah, see, Irene knows what that is. It's on Twitch, which means it's very unlikely it's anybody that is in our sphere. It's probably someone who follows me on Twitch, or something like that.
Okay.
So what's your vote, Chris, though?
Is lasagna just pasta cake? I think that's pretty accurate, actually. Yeah.
All right. Catherine?
It's like a multi-layered cake.
Yep.
I guess you could call it that. Yeah.
Just different ingredients.
That's like, I don't want to commit to saying it's pasta cake, but I'm also not going to disagree that it sounds like pasta cake.
As Italians, it's a disgrace.
Yeah, I'll put my vote as pasta cake because I think that would make my wife laugh. So,
Irene, if you're Italian, I would love to hear the accent.
Nah.
I have a Southern Italian accent. Does that count?
you have a Brad Pitt Italian accent?
Yes.
Yeah.
Grazie.
Yep.
Yes. She has. Yes.
It's all right.
Let's hear it. This is going to be entertaining.
What? I don't speak Italian. You could get more Spanish out of me than you can get Italian out of me. But our dad's Italian.
So what I'm hearing is
you can't claim like being Italian and then have nothing to say.
I mean,
that's a gesture. Does that work?
That's like I'm like 1/10th Indian. And I'm not gonna say that I'm Indian. I don't speak any Indian, like Native American Indian.
Is it? Yeah. What did you say, Kat? Well, or no, it was you, Robert, who said that. Right. That still almost sounded Spanish. I've been doing Spanish here lately.
all right, let's move on because I feel like we'll spend way too much time on this.
Will I get arrested or the death penalty if I order pineapple on my pizzas in Italy? That's Irene.
Yes.
That's a yes.
Here's the thing. I don't think you can order it.
Yes,
I don't even have it.
So that that would be just
Great.
like going to a Thai restaurant and asking for something that's not even on the menu. I think they're going to be like, we don't serve that.
It's like walking into a biker bar when you're not a biker and the whole bar just stops and looks at you.
You just gotta get him. This is how you do it. It's just not right. Get him with the hand, that Italian hand. I need that music in the background.
All right. Moving on. Let's talk about gifts and moving packages. So the clients who get them love them, and the experience is super awesome. It adds a nice little layer to the client experience overall. But the closing gifts, I think the delivery of those is pretty simple. We can have them at all of the Bell & Alexander title locations. And agents can either, if they close there, pick them up, or if they're doing a remote closing or something, they can swing by. Pretty much there's a relatively convenient location to anybody in the middle Tennessee. If you're west or east, not so much. But we've got Brentwood, we've got Murfreesboro, we've got Manchester. And so we kind of hit those highlight points. What do you guys think about that? Just because the closing gifts that we want to get that we usually use are on sale right now. And so we'd want to go stock up on those and then kind of make them and then plant them at the offices. Anybody have any thoughts?
Planted?
Yeah, plant them in a planter and everything.
Planter?
Yep.
Miracle Grow.
Miracle Grow. What do you guys think, though? Are we still good with that? Has anybody have you guys even seen the closing gifts? I just realized, like,
I've visually pictured them from your description.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah, I don't want to know where your brain goes.
I would love to see your visual image of what his description is.
Yeah, can you sketch that for us in
Microsoft
Microsoft Paint?
Little box, okay, about like that, with some chalk on it, and it says Wi-Fi password. And it's got a little line on it, and you write the password above the line, and it's a little box.
I could see that.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, so it's a nice wooden picture frame. Wait, what'd you say? What?
It was close.
It's close. Yeah, it's close.
I didn't think he'd be right. Continue.
And so here's how it is. It's a nice. I don't think I have one in here. It's a nice wooden.
How do you know what your Wi-Fi password is? How do you even log in?
Who are you asking?
You.
Me?
You're the one that doesn't have the Wi-Fi password gift.
Oh, because I don't have it there. Yeah. That's because I actually am one of the few people who memorizes almost every single password they have.
No, if you're a gamer, you're probably plugged into the
always
internet.
logged in. You have
Also,
really
you're
good-
right. I am my computer's Ethernet.
Yeah, it's
So
hard.
you know. Anyway, so it is a wooden picture frame, glass cover, and it says the Wi-Fi password is, and has a line, has a dry erase marker attached to it too, so that they can write the Wi-Fi password on it, but they can also erase it because people change their passwords. So people actually love it because most people, when they move, they forget their password or they get new internet, aka a new password. And I've had a really good success with it. So my thoughts were it's on sale, which is great for us as far as our very minimal team budget. So we could keep that going. But my question was, you guys good with that? Does anybody have any suggestions? Anything like that? Because right now, like Holly and Sunny and them, they've been coming to my house to get them only because Chris, you and I hadn't really sat down with the leadership team and said, okay, are we going to actually go space these out and put them in some of the Bell and Alexander locations or not? So I didn't want to, go and do that without the leadership team talking. So what's your guys' thoughts?
We were talking about leaving the closing gifts.
Yeah.
At the,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
cool.
feel
with
like that makes sense if the company will allow it, even if it's just like.
Oh, Ben and them, they're
$5.
all about it. They said, leave whatever you need. If we have like a picture,
Especially in Murfreesboro, Justin's got that monstrous office that he's got plenty of storage in. It's huge.
Yeah. So, more of a question for Catherine and Irene. Do you guys kind of know roughly off the top of your head how many closings we're doing in the vicinity of Brentwood, Murfreesboro, and Manchester? Because that'll give us an idea of about how many gifts proportionally should be in each of those offices. I think majority is Murfreesboro, right?
Yeah, 98%'s been Murfreesboro.
Okay.
I think Chris had one that was in the Brentwood office, but it closed, I think, in the Murfreesboro office, if I'm not mistaken. But most have been in the Murfreesboro office. I don't think there's been any.
So what if they were just held at the Murfreesboro office, and if they need to go to another one, just stop by there? Because you could even stop by the day before to grab it. I think that would be easier.
I would say splitting them between the Murfreesboro and having a few at Brentwood. I don't know.
So my thoughts were have 5 in Brentwood, 5 in Manchester, because they don't expire, right? It's not a perishable closing gift. We'll use them eventually, but Justin's in Manchester. So if like we run out and we need them when Justin comes into work for the day, we can be like, hey man, can you grab the closing gifts? And he's super friendly and helpful, and he will probably do that for us. And then I'm thinking we have the vast majority of them, like 20 in Murfreesboro. And so then we have a total of 30 out there. But again, 5 in Manchester, 5 in Brentwood, 20 in Murfreesboro.
Mm-hmm.
That's also their biggest office. So I think it's more convenient. Probably it will be more convenient for them too.
Yeah, I definitely put the majority in Murfreesboro because that seems to be where everything is going. And then, just having a few in the other, because Manchester hasn't really been one office that's been used. But if I get deals, that's where I'd go.
So what we should probably do too, because we need to track inventory and we need to make sure. Now, again, give me your thoughts and feedback, guys. This is just me thinking logically. Is a check-in, check-out? Not check-in, just check-out. Billboard, clipboard with our gifts? Or are we just going to do honor system and just hope that, like, do a weekly check-in? Hey, Justin, can you tell us how many we have left? You know what I'm asking? Because like if people are checking them out, then we have something where Justin can just pull up the form and be like, yeah, man, you had 5 this week gone, so you got 15 left.
The thing is getting people to remember to use the checklist.
I know, and that's why I'm asking you guys, because the reality is that it's extremely unlikely, I think.
What about, because Irene, I know that you verify closing with the agent and with the title company. What if you just verified with the agent when you're verifying closing if they used a gift?
I think I have it added into one of the templates where it says like don't forget your closing gift if you're closing at Bell and Alexander. So if that's the case, I could just put in there, like, on my confirm closing one.
Yeah.
Did
Please confirm.
Yeah,
Because then we could create a simple spreadsheet like we have for the closings, Irene, and just do the tabs at the bottom for each office.
I see what you're saying.
And once it's being used, so we can just check mark it off. So, and then that way, worst case scenario, we could verify once a month, as long as we know that we still have enough with the offices to see if the amounts check out to the same as what we have.
Yeah, I think that's smart, where we kind of take it in our own hands. And so Irene's like verifying because she's already talking to the agent, you know, hey, Chris, you're doing this. Because here's the reason why I thought of making sure we track who is taking them. The reason why is when I had my team by myself, I had gifts and stuff like this. And there were agents who had like a closing fall through, or they took a gift and they forgot they took a gift. And so then it's like, all of a sudden there was an agent who had like 3 gifts. And I'm like, why are you coming to the office to grab more gifts when you've got 3 in your trunk? And they're like, oh, I have 3 in my trunk. And so it's like, it sounds silly, but then you're like, that's the money that we invested into this. And I just want to make sure
I think if it's at the title office, though, it's like they're not driving around with them in their car.
Yeah.
They're going to know if they make it all the way to the title office and it falls through, they can leave it at the title office.
Right. And that's why I want to talk to you guys, because it is different than the way I did it. Right. Yeah. I had it inside an office inside.
Yeah, I think that'll cut down on them disappearing and people accidentally taking them, because they're not getting them until literally they're actually at the title company. And everyone knows agents don't go to the title company unless there's a closing.
Yeah, completely agree. Okay, so going back to it, Irene verified closing gift in a spreadsheet per office tab.
And I'm assuming they have to either ask somebody at title, so just or something, to give them the close. I'm assuming they're not just sitting out. So if not, whoever the closer would also know, which more than likely is going to be Justin, he would also know if they took a closing gift. So if not, I can always verify with Justin as well.
That's good. Yeah, it sounds like we've got a lot of built-in. So then, Chris, the sale ends today. So if you're good with it, I'll go grab them. If you want to talk costs and stuff, you know, I'm pretty cost efficient when it comes to stuff like this. So we can get into it. You and I have a meeting at noon. But my wife was actually going to go grab them for us this morning. So for amount,
tell her to buy them.
Okay, for amount, I'm thinking 5 in Brentwood, 5 in Manchester, 20 in Murfreesboro. Again, they don't expire. And we'll, as we're ramping up, I think we'll breeze right through them. Sound good?
Yep.
Yeah, especially Murfreesboro office.
And we could, Irene, I can make it super easy on you, because I can take the template for the transactions and I'll just add in a separate row that you can make a checkbox if the agent picked it up, and then just put the name of the office right next to it.
Okay. If not, I can just add it at the very end of it, like where it says where it's closed, if it's team paid or whatever. I can just add in that last box, picked up closing gift, and that way we don't have to adjust anything. I'll just add it in. I've gotten used to Excel now.
Look at you.
I know.
I think it'll be easy though if we keep it on the transaction spreadsheet, because then you can just put that the agent took it and what office they took it from, and then we'll have one specific area we can go back to tally.
So what goes along with these gifts is the little paper bag that they get put in, tissue paper, twine, dry erase marker. And then what I do, I thought of this actually a while ago, and clients absolutely loved it, and it costs us very minimal amount, is a little key box where the closing agent literally takes the key. Because you guys know, on the resale side, it is so anticlimactic when it's like, oh, here's your key. Here you go. And it's like, what I do is I have this little key box. I put their used key in it, and they actually get to open a box. And it sounds so silly, but clients have absolutely loved it, because it's like, it's making that moment of, hey, you're buying a huge expense right now. It is a big deal. It's a big deal. And this little tweak to it of where they open the box and they have the key.
You went to Jared.
Right?
Basically.
Basically.
That's what I'm hearing. He went to Jared.
I mean, why do you think that's a thing? Like the opening the box, right? Like there's YouTubers that make
He went
a
to
ton of
Zillow.
money through
Ew.
box openings.
He went to Zillow.
Yeah.
I've done something similar, but the key itself has a little house on it and it says home.
Oh, that's cute too.
Yep. So I've started just to do that because then I hand them, I just take the key the day before, take it to Home Depot. They have it. It literally has like a little decorated house on it and it says home, and they cut it for you. And then I just hand them that key at closing. And it's really
That's
cute.
smart.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go ahead and get that done. My wife and I will take care of that, and get all those ordered. Okay, so now moving package. That's one's a little bit different. Clients do love it. Agents should be utilizing it. It actually creates a really great moment of interaction during the contract process of positivity, right? Bringing a positive experience to clients. One of the number one things they forget is boxes. Like we all know this. We've all been through it every single time. Almost all of our clients probably are like, I need boxes. You see them posted on Facebook. They're looking around. They might be asking you. So we do the whole 12 large boxes, a little thing of packing tape. I hear you, right?
Yeah, she's all about it.
A marker to mark the boxes, and a little roll of bubble wrap.
Already given her opinion on how she feels.
Yeah. Yeah, she's.
Do all of our agents know that exists? Because we've had a few agents that have closed, and I don't know if they've offered that to
I've brought it up
their
a few
clients.
times, but quite honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if most of them just forgot, because we haven't really brought it up consistently because we've been focusing on a lot of the other things. And that's kind of why I wanted us to talk about it today. Is
There's also several newer agents that are just trying to remember everything.
Exactly.
And
That's
So it
exactly
doesn't
what I
matter
said.
how many
starting
times
to
you tell
close
them.
things.
Doesn't matter how many times you tell them about anything. You just have to keep repeating them. And if it's not in their face, like honestly, I mean, I forget about the closing boxes too. Like it happens. So,
And the
might be a
hope is
good
that
thing to
when
bring
we
up
have
too,
them out,
Monday.
what'd you say?
That might be a good thing to bring up in Monday's team meeting and just kind of remind everybody, especially with, Sunny having things under contract right now. That might be really helpful.
Sunny's been pretty good also, actually on remembering it. But that's because he was on my team prior, and so he was somewhat used to it. So the moving package is the one that's a little bit more logistically difficult. The way that I was started to do it was it would ship directly to the agent, and the agent would bring it to the client and create that moment. Take a picture, have it, because it's all about the experience, right? When your agent shows up and says, hey, here's boxes, bubble wrap, it creates a really positive moment in a very stressful experience. And that's the whole reason of doing it, right? Is that so? My thoughts are, and this would be very easy to do, is just having agents. We can make it very simple, since I think we're going to eventually, if we haven't already, do away with the intake form for transactions and just improve that process. I think we talked about trying to migrate towards that and keep eliminating things. We could have a very simple form they fill out for the moving package, how many they need, and projected closing dates, things like that. And then we on my side of things, we can make sure that it gets shipped to those agents. We do it through Amazon, so it's generally, unless there's some delays, it's generally pretty quick. So then the agent has them. They can go and create that special moment for their client in person. Does that
Is
make
this on
sense?
each side of the closing, or is this just for the listing side?
So it's on both sides, because if they're buying, they're still moving from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's on both
Okay.
sides.
So if we had
unless they're moving from out of state to here, then you would need to almost mail it to them if you really wanted to do it.
Yeah, so we can do that. And I haven't really done it for my out-of-state clients because, to be honest, are a little bit different than the local ones. They've got a lot. They usually have an agent on the other side, and so it's almost not like.
Or they've already packed up all their stuff because they know.
Yeah. Like they oftentimes they'll even have an agent in the house listed already, or at least in the process of listing, and they're already packing up. So they've kind of skipped some steps. I think we should have it as an option and say, hey, where you're the process, would this be valuable to you, and let them opt in so that we're not assuming they don't want it, need it. And then again, that's why they submit the form. Is this an out-of-state client? Yes. Okay. What's their address? And then we get it shipped to them. So like we can easily do this stuff, but I just wanted your guys' thoughts, one, on continuing to do that. It's been very positive for me. And like I said, Sunny, when Keith wasn't managing the contractors before that, he used it, and it's been really positive for a lot of clients. It's just another special way we can say we're actually thinking of you in more than just words.
I think it's cute, and I would say if we come up with a simplistic form that
super
the agent
easy,
needs to fill out for the basic information, or they can just maybe have a drop down in there that says opt out. So the form at least is taken care of, but we could just add that link into one of the emails that Irene sends out when they get to a certain spot in the process. And that way it's in the email. Now, if they're not reading the email, that's their fault. But the link is right there in the email every single time that they do a closing.
Yeah. And then we just reinforce it, teach people about it, how to do it, where to look for it, and then just do gentle reminders after that. But it's going to be on them once we've educated them on doing this for their clients. So it sounds like we're pretty much on the same page then with that. So it'll be to where we'll come up with a very simple form. That form will be part of Irene's communication with the agent. Then we'll do some announcing, teaching about it, in a team meeting, Slack, just a couple different areas. And then after that, just a gentle reminder, hey, don't forget to do these things. But it'll be mostly on the agent after that to deliver that client experience, which again, this is all about client experience. All these little things, you guys know, they add up. There's teams that make way more money than we do that don't do anything like this. They don't do anything to really improve the client experience. They just take the money. And I'm not insulting that, but I think we can, small little tweaks like this will make the longevity of the team, I think, better. And it leads by example. It shows the agents like the team believes in serving clients, in thinking of clients. Not just telling the agents, but we're showing them, like, we're reinvesting some of the things that we're making. And everybody knows, because Chris and I are honest about it, our margins are slim, but we do believe in this part of the process. Just like the postcards, right? We've all seen that. I mean, I just referred another listing opportunity to Indro, based off of postcards and things like that.
Vegan donuts.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, that was really funny that you sent that to me, actually. Yeah.
One of my past clients and good buddies was giving me a hard time. He's like, "Man, I got your thing for chocolate vegan donuts," and I was like, "Robert, you want to know how to know, like, how the clients can know that I'm not the one sending the cards out? Chocolate vegan donuts."
Vegan.
Yeah.
That's dead giveaway that Chris did not send that. Because if you're gonna go all in on donuts, you're gonna go all in on donuts.
You know what's funny, Chris, though?
And cover it with bacon.
It's
Exactly.
so perfect because it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It made them think of you, and it made them screenshot or take a picture and send it to you. And that is just like, I was so happy when I saw that, because I was like, that's the whole point. It's not even about the recipes.
Right.
Now, the reason why we do a little bit, just so you guys know, the reason why we do a little bit unconventional recipes is that the assumption is almost everybody already has all of the traditional recipes, right? And so we did some ones that were like vegan based or diabetic, just to kind of make people see something new, something fresh, but also to remember those who might be in the, allergy related or something, that we're thinking of them too.
Mhm.
And like I said, even as you saw with Chris's clients, I've had clients who are like, I think it was the vegan donuts as well. They're like, Robert, like, this is their words. They're like, I'm fat, right? Like, that's what they said. They're like, I'm fat, right? I ain't even know vegan donuts. And I was like, first of all, I was cracking up laughing. Let's just be honest, like, that they told me that. But I was like, this is perfect because, again, they talked to me. They thought about me. They interacted with me, and we laughed. And like, I'm assuming your buddy was cracking up when he saw that. So it did its job.
Yeah, my response was like, "Oh hell." That's what he got out of me. I saw it, like, literally, I'm like, "Oh hell." I said that's my team lead and his wife right there.
Yeah, that's what you say. You say
yeah,
that's the Robert version of Chris. That's not Chris
yeah.
Raines.
I was like, that's not me.
Yeah.
I just slathered it with meat.
Bacon
Like
grease.
the postcard, Chris, would have grease on it.
Yeah, from where I was actually making said recipe. Yeah.
Yeah. The key is
Oh,
to cook
man.
it in the bacon grease.
Yeah.
That actually really cracks me up. Like, I'm just seeing the postcards from Chris, and they have like grease and like, oh man,
Bacon.
All right. Okay, so I think we covered some really good things. Overall, just some basic admin stuff that a lot of it will be I'll start to take care of. Irene, do you want me to help you make this spreadsheet for the closing gift thing? I mean, it's going to be super simple, like, office name.
Yeah, no, that's easy. I can do that.
Okay. Well, feel free to share it with me. I'll take a look too. We'll knock that out. Then the last thing I was going to say, just real quick, this doesn't, it indirectly affects the team, but I wanted especially Catherine to be aware. Chris already is aware. I've been working with Misa to where she goes in, and anytime there's a new person in the downline, she sends a series of emails to help them through the onboarding process. The reason why I want you to know this, Catherine, is she's not doing anything related to R&R home team, but she is talking about EXP orientation, W income coaching, and Carbon Club, which is a little bit overlapping as part of the process of what you do with R&R home team. But it's a test thing. I'm getting her to a point to where now we're making sure that the agents who come in are getting plugged into all the right things. Because the goal, right, Catherine, is that she eventually helps take over a lot of the responsibilities of onboarding for you. So I'm basically having her start with a smaller onboarding process, which is the Carbon Club. And then as she gets really comfortable with that, then it'll be easy for you and I to help her add in R&R home team. And then you'll basically oversee her, but you won't have to do as much of the manual labor, adding them to Slack, adding them to different things like that take up your time and really aren't, I think we both agree, aren't the best use of your time. But right now it's just what we have to work with. So just wanted you to be aware of that. She's already done a great job. Chris thought it was super cool too. The only thing is, I don't know how to help her know when it's an R&R home team person coming in. So it might be a manual thing that we have to do when we bring someone on, is like whoever their sponsor is gets the notification. When they get that notification, they forward it to Misa and say, this is an R&R home team client. So then she knows they go through that part of the process too.
What if?
But again, I just wanted you guys to know we're working on that.
I got an idea. What if every time in the memo section on, like, for what the email's about, we like put invitation to join. Sorry, let me.
It's okay. It's dad life, bro.
I think I know what he's saying though. So the first email that you guys send out in the subject
the
line,
sign up one.
Yeah, put the invitation to, and then put R&R home team, or Yeah,
because then
EXP
Misa would
downline.
know to look for that.
Correct. Yeah, that alone would fix that, I think.
Yeah.
Because either way,
that's a great idea. I love it.
Either way, they're going into the Carbon Club,
right?
So,
and W income coaching and all that
stuff. So that would just that subject line, adding her in on every email as we send out the join invites. Because I've been adding you, Robert, on mine to where we're.
And as you saw for the Carbon Club, Walter, you and I are on it. And then eventually on our home team, the goal is that it'll be you, me, and Catherine CC'd on those emails.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. So in the subject line, well, basically, instead of where it says, joining us at W Income Coaching EXP, we'll say are on our home team at EXP. Simple as that. Is that what we're talking about? That subtle, that easy?
Yeah.
I mean, we can always improve it, but I think that's a really smart and simple way, and it's not intrusive to the agent who's joining. They probably won't even read the subject line, right? Okay, cool. Anything you guys need to go over? We actually did really good on time.
No, I think I'm good.
Questions, comments, concerns? Irene, don't say anything about cupcakes, okay?
About
the cupcakes.
One thing I have one of our agents working on is a new construction list. So Catherine, I think I did add you in on the new construction list. Irene, I can add you in as well. I was going to let her kind of get it done, but if you know Manchester really well, and if you know the new construction neighborhoods going on in Manchester and that kind of stuff, and you wanted to maybe tackle that portion of the spreadsheet and help her out a little bit, I've got her trying to do all of Middle Tennessee. I'm like trying to turn her into the new construction queen, but also give everybody the list of all the new construction, number of bedrooms, average square foot, number of bathrooms, like what that neighborhood looks like, to where literally we can look at a list and say, all right, Murfreesboro, all right, here's 20 neighborhoods that could have something. Here's the agent's number. Here's the agent's name. Here's the agent's email. You can literally like call them and say, hey, what you got? But you got a list.
Man, my neighborhood right now.
Right. So on that, if I add you in on that spreadsheet, would you be interested in just tackling Manchester area, Manchester, Oklahoma, and just seeing if you can add in on that?
Yeah, I can definitely do Manchester. Tullahoma will be a little, when I go in there, I can kind of spot stuff because we're there probably 3 or 4 times a month because we shop at Publix. So, but Manchester for sure.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that's a great point that you bring up, Chris, and it's actually a great overall point that I think you and I have talked about before, Chris. One of the things that would be really helpful for the team is, and we're starting it with the new construction, is to have a list of flippers, wholesalers, investors, new construction, each of them with like their own tab of this master list. I have gotten so many off-market opportunities because there are times where wholesalers, they bite off more than they can choose or more than they can chew. And they're like, hey, man, Trevor, shout out to Trevor Hartz, man. He's had several wholesalers who are like, crap, this is not what I thought it would be. I'm a little overextended. He calls Trevor. Trevor's like, Robert, I know you know how to put off-market deals together. You know how to bring the weirdest buyers like that, like would buy properties that are not common. And so teaching the agents, go to this list, and every time you have a need, start calling, start emailing, start texting, all of them. Oh, man, I'm drawing a blank. What's his name, who's the new construction, Chris? I just introduced you to a while back. Roy? Yeah. Sorry, Roy, if you're watching. But like Roy talked about the fact that it was like builders post on the MLS less than 50% or something like that of what they actually have.
Yeah.
Okay, that means there's 50% of inventory from builders that we're not aware of unless they tell us.
Correct.
Let's go be the people they tell it to first. A lot of them there's still builders that are really happy to sell in advance, that are happy, or at least to have us be the first person they call. I have sold houses from builders who are like, we normally sell it to our team first. Nobody had a buyer. I was like, hey, give me a call if your team doesn't have it, because I know you want to sell it before and not have to go through all that mess. And I've made off-market deals happen. So having this list, I think, will actually be very, very helpful for us in the future. very healthy for our growth, and allows the opportunity. And then what I'd also like to do is raising the bar. We need to get our vendors involved in blasting things for us, as far as they have email lists to hundreds of agents. If we have needs, maybe creating a weekly list, it's in the vendor's best interest, right? Like they want they want the deal too. So I think getting our vendors involved on these lists too, where it's like, hey, the lender, if that's the lender you're using, they're going to send it out, the buyer needs, or if it's a listing that we have coming, they're going to send it out to their database. Every now and then, a lot of times it doesn't work, but right, guys, we're working towards doing everything we can to make these opportunities happen. So I think that coincides with, this big like team directory and vendor list. And that's just another layer. And that helps us bring it to buyers and sellers and say, here's things that we do that I know for a fact. I mean, I know top team leaders who couldn't tell you two or three builders that they could call right now. And that's not an insult. I'm not insulting anybody. I'm just saying, if we take the time and care and attention, once we have the list, we have the list. Right. And then it'll be a lot easier. And then we might end up, creating some email lists. That's a whole different conversation. But yeah, so I think that's great. I appreciate you helping that agent get started in the new construction side. I think it's a really smart place to focus right now in our current market. And I think it aligns very well with their skill set. Sweet. Anything else?
No.
All right. What I'll do, again, I'm going to work on the Asana stuff. So what I'll do is I'll work on some tasks. Maybe you guys could go in and check out Asana a little bit more. Some of the tasks are old because, again, I didn't want to spend 100 hours on this just to have some people not want to use it. So I figured we'd all talk again. Catherine, partly you because you weren't there Monday. So I just wanted to confirm again that we're going to do that. So now I'll go spend some actual time. I'll try to clean it up, but feel free. It's really straightforward. You assign it. You can create a new task. You can put a due date. You can even put subtasks in there, which is super nice too. So I think it's going to go over well. And again, we use the free version. I like free. Sweet. Well, to everybody who was watching and tuning in, even those asking about lasagna, I mean, it's, your priorities are clear.
Very clear.
Oh, Lisa, that was Lisa. Sorry, Lisa, I didn't even say hi. It actually, there's a little like information bubble that was covering your comment.
No, I thought that comment was saying that our meeting was savage.
Hey, I like that. This meeting is savage. That's
Savage.
right.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
What a
hey,
weird way to describe it. Could you imagine someone is like, dang, that live real estate team meeting was savage. Like,
yeah, I mean, I was like,
all right.
kind of cool.
I mean, I'm for it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not that cool. So,
I was talking about me and the girls here.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
okay.
me, Chris, and Kat got enough cool for you. It's cool.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, sweet. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you have questions, comments, concerns, ideas, suggestions, I mean, you hear what we're working on. It's a lot of cool stuff. Or if you want to know more about like how we're implementing these things, please leave a comment, send us a message. And then we'll see you next Friday at 8 a.m. Central. Leadership team, thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.